Hello everyone, this is Anil Kumar. Today we discuss about the topic called Spring Framework. We will see what kind of features that Spring Framework able to provide to develop a sophisticated applications using Java. So we will deep dive into the kind of like advantages of Spring Framework. Basically, for any kind of framework which is been evolved, the evolvement of that particular framework mainly it it might have like solved most of the problems of the earlier technologies and earlier frameworks. That's how even Spring also has been evolved. We will see what are the challenges that we have earlier faced and how Spring has able to solve those particular challenges and how it has become evolved. So it is a basically a lightweight framework. Lightweight means the whatever the kind of like objects that we use in the Spring framework, those are all plain old Java objects. Those are POJOs basically. So earlier legacy applications there are kind of like EJBs, entity beans, session beans. Those are the kind of heavyweight applications, heavyweight objects which needs to be traversed over the network, which would adversely affect the performance of the application. And sometimes those are unmaintainable as well. Of course they will provide the functionality, but at the same time we need the performance as well, right? So Spring has come up with a complete pojo based implementation. So everywhere whatever you develop, those are simple plain old Java objects, even like DAOs or value objects. All are beans, whatever the beans that we use, those are simple POJOs. And another feature which Spring Framework could able to solve is it's a very damn easy to develop a Java JDE applications. Like there is no concept of like a very critical learning path. Of course, they have some learning path in the Spring Framework. Certain um, guidelines needs to be followed, but those are very easy able to understand, kind of like dependency injection and some basic core features. And it is very easy to test. So all the Spring framework developed modules are independently able to test it, and you can deploy instead of like completely like we need to develop the entire application, then only we can able to test and deploy. It's not the case actually. So we can have a small modules can be built and we can able to test those out. And another feature is it's a very loosely coupled. As I said, the one module using the dependency concept, dependency injection and IOC concept, uh, we can develop independent modules. One module will not have any impact on the other module. Suppose say you can independently develop a DAO module without impacting anything on the service layer. Okay, you can develop the UI components. Of course there are some dependencies with the controller, but even you can able to independently test it out. So that's how it makes like a developers life is very easy, and they can concentrate on their own independent tasks, and they can small pieces of modules they can independently able to test and deploy. Later they can integrate it. And it has provided a sophisticated abstraction layers for majority of the integration frameworks. Like you can integrate with JDBC. Okay, you have a Spring JDBC module. You can integrate with JPA. It has a JPA mechanism, and you can integrate with Hibernate. You have a JTA, a JMS messaging system. All these kind of features which we will see in, I will demonstrate in the examples, where we can able to easily integrate and develop a enterprise level application. And all these are kind of like declarative support. Okay, we can have a configuration files where we can declare all the kind of like cachings, validations, all the transactions, formatting, all those things we can do it declaratively. And we have another concept called annotations. We will see that. And cross-cutting behavior. Okay, there is another module that is called as AOP, aspect oriented programming, where we can develop cross cutting concerns independently. Instead of like scattering all the kind of exception handling, security, logging across your business logic, they can have an independent module where you can simply enable those particular, suppose say the cross cutting concern logging has to be enabled without touching our primary business logic. We can enable the logging. How, we will see in the upcoming sessions with a kind of tutorials. And let us see, deep dive into the what are the modules that Spring Framework, maybe not complete list of modules, at least a high level modules which we can kickstart the Spring Framework. So this is the modules layer. If you see Spring AOP, Spring ORM, Spring DAO, Spring MVC, context and core. So these are the high level modules. I think we have so many other modules also, like Spring REST API integration, Spring SOAP integration, Spring JMS integration. But these are the kind of like very important and critical modules. If you see, Spring Core has actually span across all the modules, because our Spring Core, that is called as a dependency injection feature, where that is very very important, and actually it has to be used in all the kind of modules. So we need to deeply need to learn the Spring Core framework, how the dependency injection IOC concept works. IOC and dependency injection both are same. It's a interchangeable word terminology actually. So how it will be implemented, what is that concept and all, we will deep dive in a separate session. Okay, so we need to thoroughly understand Spring Core module, so that because that is actually the pillar of all the kind of other modules. Okay, so using these modules, we can develop a very loosely coupled, okay, and reusable and separately able to manage packaged, test, deployable units of modules using the Spring framework. So hope you get some context understanding of the Spring framework. Okay, we will see in the next class to actually deep dive into the dependency injection concept, where the core module, we will see how the core module works, how it has actually interrelated to the other modules and all, in our next class. Thanks for watching this video. um, Click on the like button, okay, if you get something, and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you, thanks a lot.